Here are the crypto top headlines covered in this video. Grayscale drops MATIC, adds AVAX, XRP, in funds rebalance. Next, CoinShares Meltem Demirors says approval of Bitcoin ETFs will not be a sell the news event. Also, how will Ethereum price react to Bitcoin ETF approval? Welcome to Crypto Top Headlines, where there's no clickbait thumbnails or titles, and no speeches on my opinions, just bringing crypto's news to you. We are a new channel here on YouTube, and would greatly appreciate it if you would click on the like and subscribe buttons, as well as the notification bell. It does help support the channel, so thank you in advance for doing so. Now, on to these headlines. Our first top headline, Grayscale drops MATIC, adds AVAX, XRP in funds rebalance. The shifting allocations impact Grayscale's Digital Large Cap Fund, DeFi Fund, and Smart Contract Platform X Ethereum Fund. Asset manager Grayscale has rebalanced weights for 3 of its crypto funds, removing tokens such as Polygon's MATIC and adding Avalanche or AVAX and XRP, according to an announcement on January 5th. The new allocations are part of Grayscale's quarterly review and impact its Digital Large Cap Fund, or GDLC, DeFi Fund, and Smart Contract Platform X Ethereum Fund, or GSCP XE Fund. The revised composition of the Digital Large Cap Fund is as follows: Bitcoin 69.15%, Ether 21.9%, Solana 3.65%, XRP 2.54%, Cardano 1.62%, and AVAX 1.14%. As a result of the rebalancing, MATIC was removed from GDLC. As for Grayscale's DeFi Fund, among the changes is the removal of the Curve DAO, or CRV, token from the portfolio. The new basket comprises Uniswap, 41.11%, Lido DAO, 23.9%, MakerDAO, 13.39%, Aave, 12.63%, and Synthetics, or SNX, 8.97%. Though dropped from one of the portfolios, MATIC is still included in the GSCP XE Fund, in which no tokens have been added or removed. The fund's updated composition consists of Solana 44.54%, ADA 19.77%, AVAX 13.89%, Polkadot 9.75%, MATIC 8.25%, and Cosmos 3.8%. Fund managers periodically review and adjust the weightings to optimize the fund's performance according to the prevailing market conditions, risk assessments, and investment objectives. This process is often done quarterly. Grayscale uses CoinDesk DeFi Select Index methodology to determine its fund's benchmarks. Funds such as its DeFi Fund, designed to offer exposure to decentralized financial markets, have been negatively impacted by the crypto winter. At the time of writing, its shares traded at $22, down 9.28% over the past 24 hours. The crypto asset manager is one of the companies seeking regulatory approval for a spot Bitcoin exchange-traded fund in the United States through the conversion of its over-the-counter Grayscale Bitcoin Trust into a listed BTC ETF. The SEC is expected to announce a decision on January 10th. Our next top headline is an interview on CNBC's Fast Money from Friday, January 5th with Meltem Demirors, who is the Chief Strategy Officer at CoinShares, and she says that the Bitcoin ETFs will not be a sell the news event.
Crypto investors still eagerly awaiting a spot Bitcoin ETF reports out in just the last hour that the SEC is telling firms to submit final paperwork ahead of that potential approval. More than 13 companies have filed for the fund. And our next guest says after approval, there's a new battleground in the space. Let's bring in Chief Strategy Officer at CoinShares, Meltem Demirors. Meltem, great to see you. I want to get to the battleground in a minute, but I'm curious because now we know that the vote is scheduled for sometime next week on these various applications. Is this going to be a sell the news event?
Well, first of all, I think we need to get a little chimney. It feels like the papal conclave. You know, we're waiting for the white smoke. We've been waiting for a while, but certainly this is a very hyped event, most talked about event. And I never want to talk about ETFs ever again after this. But look, I don't think this is a sell the news event. And here is why. Let's just talk about flows. You know, I love talking about flows, and flows are really how we figure out how people are trading sentiment. And if we look at what happened last year, in the last week of 2023, $243 million of flows into crypto ETPs, primarily Bitcoin, $2.2 billion for the year last year. It's not stopping. There's demand for Bitcoin. When these new products launch, we've heard there's one issuer that's seeding their fund with 200 million. Rumors now that BlackRock is coming in with 2 billion. All of that leads to buying of Bitcoin. It leads to demand for Bitcoin. So I don't think it's a sell the news event because Bitcoin limited in supply. That's one of the really interesting, unique properties of it.
So what's that battleground that you think is coming?
The battleground, it's the battleground for all asset managers. Fees, baby. Fees, fees, fees. We're all about the fees. And here's what's really interesting. Fidelity came out of the gate really early on, 2 weeks ago, 39 basis points. That's pretty low for a specialty ETF. We were thinking it would be in the 70 to 100 basis point range. Grayscale right now, the Grayscale Trust is 250 basis points. We've got Fidelity at 39. Invesco and Galaxy are 0 until the first $5 billion in AUM. I believe BlackRock is coming out at 80. So the fee game is going to be an interesting one because they're all the same thing. It's Bitcoin. How much will brand matter, and how much of this will be about fees?
I'm surprised that GBTC is such high fees. I didn't realize that.
Extraordinary. Meltem, it's Tim. Hey, thanks for joining us. So what's after Bitcoin? I mean, Ethereum, I guess. And is this going to open up? I mean, look, we begin the process now for moving out crypto in terms of liquidity and exposure and what's the timing?
Look, I think Bitcoin is obviously the first. Bitcoin also has the most regulatory clarity. Gary Gensler, the SEC, has repeatedly stated Bitcoin is not a security. There's no interpretation as such. I think Bitcoin needs to be, it needs to take some time for the Bitcoin ETF to trade. I think when it comes to other crypto assets, it's going to take some time just because there isn't that long track record. As of 2 days ago, Bitcoin, 15 years old, the Bitcoin network first block was mined 15 years ago. Bitcoin's been around for a long time, battle tested, markets are very deep, very liquid. We don't really see that in the longer tail of crypto assets, but what we do know is there's tremendous investor demand. Today, there is over 50 billion in global AUM across crypto ETPs. Now, 38 billion of that, or over 75%, is in Bitcoin. But the next 10 billion, Ethereum. Then we've got Solana, very popular this recent year, and a long tail of others. But I do think it's just going to take some time for the market to get comfortable.
Our next top headline: how will Ethereum price react to Bitcoin ETF approval? A potential Bitcoin ETF approval should lift all boats, including Ethereum, as ETH price eyes 75% upside in the months ahead. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is moving closer to its Bitcoin ETF decision deadline on January 10th, with the market hopeful about approval. This pivotal event could have wide-ranging implications on the crypto market, including the second largest cryptocurrency, Ethereum. Ethereum ETF hopes approving a Bitcoin ETF could set a regulatory precedent to ease the path for other crypto-based ETFs. The reasoning is that a Bitcoin ETF approval would likely involve establishing a framework that could be applicable to other cryptocurrencies, including Ethereum. In December 2023, the SEC delayed its decision on several pending Ethereum ETF applications in the U.S. to May 2024. This includes the Hashdex NASDAQ Ethereum ETF, the Grayscale Ethereum Futures ETF, the VanEck Spot Ethereum ETF, and the Spot Ethereum ETF lodged by Cathie Wood's ARK Invest and 21 Shares. These delays are part of the SEC's process, which involves gathering public input before deciding whether these ETFs should be listed. Nonetheless, they also appear amid the Commission's attempt to categorize some proof-of-stake cryptocurrencies as securities. Interestingly, Ethereum is not named as a security in any of the SEC's recent lawsuits targeting crypto exchanges. The Commission has also not challenged Ethereum's classification through the ETF registration process with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. That raises the potential of seeing a spot Ethereum ETF approved in the U.S. by May 2024, a likely boost for ETH prices. Ethereum-Bitcoin correlation. Providing a Bitcoin ETF approval does not become a sell the news event, Ether's price is well positioned for a rally because of its consistent correlation with BTC's price in recent years. Fundamentally, it means a Bitcoin ETF approval may trigger a substantial increase in crypto exposure among traditional investors. In turn, that will likely lead to a surge in ETH price as the market anticipates increased demand. Conversely, a delay or denial may result in short-term bearish pressure as the market adjusts to the setback. A recent Bitwise survey found that only 39% of U.S.-based financial advisors believe a Bitcoin ETF will be approved this year. Ethereum price technicals hint at correction. From a technical standpoint, ETH's price is trending near the resistance trendline of its prevailing rising wedge pattern ahead of the Bitcoin ETF decision. A delay or denial could result in the price correction toward the wedge's lower trendline near 1865 by February. The 1865 level coincides with ETH's 0.236 Fibonacci line and its 50-week exponential moving average. On the other hand, an ETF approval may have Ethereum invalidate its rising wedge set up altogether in favor of an ascending triangle reversal pattern as shown below. The triangle's upside target is near 3870 by March, up 75% from current price levels and coinciding with the 0.786 Fibonacci line. So this concludes our top headlines. If you haven't already done so, don't forget to click on the like and subscribe buttons as well as the notification bell. Also, leave your thoughts in the comments and share this video with your friends and family. Thank you all for watching Crypto Top Headlines, bringing crypto's news to you.